coming to you with another system to help you be more successful. So, at the end of your coaching session, certainly working with me, you will get a message from me, typically, with the commitments that you may have made at the end of the session. And those are typically going to be things that are things you already know you ought to be doing, but you probably won't do them unless you commit. So I will send you those, and I do that for the purpose of on the next session, it's really important that you know what your commitments are. Um, when I ask if you don't remember your commitments, then we lose all of our power. So then we just kind of have to start over, and it's a real bummer. So created this system so we can keep track of commitments. So anyway, what I do is I send you your commitments. I send you the recording of the call that we did. If for hopefully the technical things were working. So you get this, and then this is what I'd suggest you do. I suggest you take and put your commitments on this commitment tracker or some version of this if you prefer a different one. So you'll see your name, what month it is, and then column A here is where you're going to put the commitment. So it's going to be, um, you know, um, plan day in writing each business day. It's going to be send tracker of daily sales activities to my coach. Committed to. Okay, your coach, let's say it's Chris. That's column B is who you committed it to. Do could be daily. It could be Friday the 27th by 5 Eastern time. Just, get the point. And then that's column C. When is it due? It's really important that you have who it's committed to and that you have when it's due by, because if you're out of, if you get it past, commitment is you do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, regardless of how you feel. And there's two ways this works. One is you're either going to do it on time, or you'll communicate to the person you committed to that you're not going to be able to do it when you said you're going to do it, and you give them a new time. Really, really important. Two things important about that. One, you do it before the deadline has passed that you agreed to. If you wait till after, then you're out of integrity. You do it before that deadline happens. As soon as you know you're not going to be able to follow through on your commitment, you need to communicate to the person so that you can make an adjustment to the commitment. So maybe you contact that person and go, hey, I said I was going to do it by the 27th at 5. I'm not going to be able to follow through on that commitment, so I'll have it to you by the 28th at 5. So now you're still in integrity if you did that, as long as you did it by the 27th at 5. So that's the purpose of this, to help you remember your commitments so you can, when you're planning your day on paper or in writing and these things, you can continue to make progress on your commitments. And so D is completed, which means did you do it, of course, and did you do it on time is what that's for. Because like I said before, if you didn't do it on time but you did it, you're still out of integrity. So that's how I use the commitment tracker. I'd suggest you use the commitment tracker to take your commitments to everyone in your life that you make commitments to and keep track of those. And when you plan your day in writing each day, that you also take a look at your commitments to be sure that you are not missing out on those. One little tip makes a lot of difference for a lot of people. It's a common mistake for a lot of people. They get out of their coaching session and they don't start working on their commitments for days. Big mistake, because normally we're much more likely to be motivated to work on a commitment right away. So my suggestion would be you block 30 minutes after your coaching session is over to get started on your commitments. So that is how you can get going on using the commitment tracker to get results, improve your results, because all your progress is going to come from doing the stuff that you don't really want to do, honestly. The stuff that you're already doing that you want to do is stuff you're already doing most of the time, and those things are going to get the results you've currently been producing. So in almost every case, your breakthrough is going to be by doing something new and different that you have um, been resisting doing. So as one of my mentors always says, all success or failure is a function of broken promises. So some of my clients I've worked with over the years have really resisted this. They felt like they didn't need to make commitments and that can be a real issue because they don't make progress. Frankly, they don't make very good progress. Um, so you really want to embrace that. I really want to encourage you to embrace that. Be open to that. The other two things that happen sometimes is clients will not follow through on commitments. So then what do? They tend to not want to make any commitments. Don't fall into that trap. Also, don't fall into the trap of making too many commitments because you really want to make sure these are things that you're not going to do unless you're committed. You don't want to pad it by putting a bunch of things in your commitments that you already know you're going to do. Okay, if you already know you're going to do it, don't commit to it. Only commit to the things you know that you must do, but you probably won't unless you're committed.